Hey guys, my name is Blake, and today I'll be teaching you about blinds. We'll first go over what types of blinds are available, how to properly measure your window for a new blind, how to install a new blind, and at the end, how to adjust the length of a blind after it's been installed. If you want to skip to a specific part in the video, I will have timestamps down in the description for reference. Yes, this video is sponsored by Lion Energy, and you should check them out below. Get 10% off if you use code NAILEDIT. There are many different types of blinds available, but these are some of the most popular. The one I'll be installing in this video is the faux wood blind. And yes, that is how you say it, I even googled it.
Faux.
I bet English class never taught you that one.
Faux.
The average cost of faux wood blinds is $30 to $95 per window. One of the main characteristics of faux wood blinds is their durability. Their appearance is very similar to real wood without the higher price tag. The cellular shades are $25 to $250 per window. Although these shades look a lot like blinds, they also give the benefit of blocking out more light, and they can also insulate the windows as well. The cost of a mini blind ranges between $6 and $90 depending on the material you choose. If you just need something to cover the window, then these are the blinds for you. The roller shades range from $8 to $190 depending on their size and quality of material. They are cost-effective, low maintenance, and you can install a motor on them for that smart home feel. The average cost for wood blinds can range from $42 to $200 per window. They are very durable and have increased privacy over the faux wood blinds due to them being made out of solid wood. Wood shutters can cost from $200 to $350 per window, while faux or composite shutters cost between $70 and $260 per window. While they are very expensive, they are very durable and extremely safe for children since they don't have any cords or strings. If you guys want to play around with all the different types of blinds I've shown you, I'll leave a link down in the description to blinds.com. In order to make sure we get the correct size of blind, we will first want to measure the bottom and top of our window opening. It's important to do both because there could be slight differences between the two, and we will want to use the smallest measurement. If you don't do this step correctly, then the blind could rub on the sides of the window opening or just not fit at all. Now you should have 3 measurements in total, and you'll want to write down the smallest horizontal measurement, which in my case is the bottom one. We can now head over to our local hardware store, and we'll want to find a blind that will fit in our horizontal and vertical measurements that we just took. A good rule of thumb for me would be to round down to the nearest 1/4 inch. If you can't find a blind that fits your window, some blinds can be cut down to size using one of these machines. You can get a store employee to help you with that if needed. Once you get the blind home and unboxed, you should find a few brackets in the box that look similar to this. Yours may be a little bit different, but this process should work for most blinds. These brackets will be going in each top corner of the window opening, and these brackets will be going in the middle. You only need to put these in the middle for extra support if the blind you are installing is extra wide. Now we can get a ladder and head up to the top left or right corner of the window opening. The next part is up to you on how far you want your blind to stick out from the window. To make my job simple, I will be mounting mine in the middle of my window opening. Now take your pencil and measure from right to left and make a mark in the center. To make it a little easier, I also like to make a mark in the center of my bracket so I can make sure things are all lined up when I go to install it. This next part is optional, but it can make it a little easier to pre-drill the holes when you're installing the bracket. Just make sure that the drill bit is slightly smaller than the included screws. Now just hold up the bracket and start drilling. Once you're done with that, you can install the screws. I usually like to install about 3 screws, 2 on the side and 1 on the top. My drill bit was a little too short to reach this screw, so instead I just used my screwdriver. Now just do the same thing to the other side. If you need to install a support in the middle, which I recommend if the blind is wider than 50 inches, I first like to measure from the window to the bracket I just installed. Then take that measurement and mark a line in the middle of the window. Then just follow the same steps, pre-drill and install the screws. I couldn't drill straight because the bracket was in the way, so I just made a starting hole and then finished pre-drilling without the bracket. Now before you install the blind, make sure to look inside your little goodie bag and find the valance clips. You'll want to install these before you hang the blind. Make sure when you install them so they won't interfere with any of the parts inside the blind. Also be sure to install the end caps so the blind doesn't damage your wall. Once we got everything mounted, we can then take our blind and slide it into the brackets that we just installed. Now you can take those little tabs in the front and click them into place. This is what secures the blind in place, and it also allows for easy maintenance if you ever have to take it down. Now it's time to install the valance. On the back of the valance, we have this little groove which the clips will insert into. My valance ended up being a little too long, so I just trimmed off 1/4 inch with my handsaw. Now we can take our valance and clip it over those little clips. Be careful when doing this because they can break pretty easily. I found it a little easier to put the valance on a slight angle and kind of pull it down over the clips. Now take your abracadabra wand and install the little hook at the top into the eyelet on the blind. The length of this blind seemed to be just fine, so I decided to install another blind to show you how to adjust the length. The first thing you'll want to do is pull the blind all the way out. My instructions say that these blinds can be shortened by 5 slats. If you remove more than 5, then the blind will not properly work anymore, and it will also void the warranty. That being said, make sure you read the instructions for your specific blind. Now break each slat right where the string passes through it on both sides. You can then slide out the middle piece of the slat. Do this for the next 4 slats. After that is done, you'll want to only cut the horizontal strings for all the slats that you just removed. Once that is done, you should have something that looks similar to this. Now remove all the plastic plugs from the underside of the blind using a flathead screwdriver. You can now lift the blind so it's about 1 inch away from the bottom slat. Then flip it over and start pushing the string into the hole. I found it a little easier to use the flathead screwdriver to push the string in farther. Once that is done, you can reinsert the plastic plugs. The plugs have little notches on them to accommodate for the space of the string, so make sure you insert them the correct way or you might accidentally cut the string. It can be a little hard to reinsert them, so I decided to get some channel lock pliers and a towel and squeeze them back into place. The towel is so the pliers don't make marks on the blind. And if your results look like this, then congratulations, you nailed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider sharing with your friends and family. I'll talk to you guys later.
Here we go.